Okay, it says we're live. Hello, welcome. I have this, I think, up as far as I normally do, but close enough. Happy Friday. Happy first Friday of August. um, it's already August, which is kind of unbelievable. But that also means that it is definitely into the hot weather season here in the northern hemisphere. So make sure you're hydrating and such. Um, okay, so brain, what are we doing? I'm trying to finish up this expansion from the outline. I'm hoping this is something that's more. Um, it's a shorter length than I'm aiming for a shorter length, I should say, than my normals. Because my normals are vast worlds of all kinds of stories and side quests and all the kinds of things. But I'm trying really hard to stick to this sort of like simpler story structure, um, get it done, maybe like still have a subplot and whatnot, but very much more of a contained standalone, I guess. um, so I think I'll have maybe a couple days more of like really good expansion days, and then I'll be able to start with the editing process. So I guess I suppose this is more of like the commercial fiction, commercial romance fiction type things. I'm hoping that I know I've said this before with a couple with at least one other project, but I'm hoping that I will be able to like get this into the proper shape, and maybe send it off for a query or submission somewhere. So cross my fingers. I'm still working on one of the other projects that my goal for this year was to have it in query state by quarter three, by the end of quarter three. Um, so I have a month and a half, like before that deadline, like really gets important for me, for that particular project. For this one, I think I've got, I think it's in decent shape, and it is a much shorter piece. So why am I concentrating on this rather than the other project? Because I'm procrastinating. I'm dawdling on it, that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, but that's what we're doing. We are working on this project that has been going quite well. Um, so I have been pleased with it, and hopefully it will continue continue letting me be happy with it. Um, yeah, hopefully y'all are happy with your projects as well. Hopefully we're having some progress. I don't know. Let me know if you are like you're feeling the progress, or are you sort of like in a slog town. What's your situation with your current drafting project or editing project? Because I know there's a lot of us who edit on streams, which is what I will be doing hopefully in just a couple more sessions. So yeah. Mama Maggie says, hello, lovelies. Hello, Mama Maggie. And Rachel says, hello, hello, hello. And Rachel also says hi to Mama Maggie. And yes, Stream Hoppers Unite. Yes. Megan says, hello, everyone. Hello, Megan. Rachel says, hi back. Ty says, hi, people. Hello, Ty. How are you? CB says, hello, hello. Cool Gamer says, hey, hey. Mariah says, hi, y'all. Hello, welcome. And Kate, hello, hello. Buried in day job stuff today and won't be on for sprints, but happy writing to everybody. Thanks for the happy writing wishes. And hopefully your day job stuff lets you get unburied. So CB says you're going to take a bath first in the first sprint. Excellent. Yes. CB is currently in Slogtown. You're wading through Treacle at the moment. Gotcha. Megan says, today I'm working on art stuff. Nice. Also fun. Yes. And Stacy says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Now I know that like, probably only like a couple of weeks ago, I said that I was clearing out some of my shelves and I was getting rid of notebooks that, were like only slightly used or hadn't been used at all, I took one back, which is this farthest one over here, right here. And then I also, when I went to the store, and they had like the back to school stuff going on, so I did buy one more notebook. But I also bought some gel pens, and I had a few already gel pen wise. I mean, like you have the standard like G2s and whatnot that are in fact gel pens. And I had a couple of the like Sakura jelly roll type ones. But this time I went with the zebras, which are usually like okay in terms of like writing smoothness and whatnot, but they had very pretty packages. Very pretty. Not gonna lie, it's like these like turquoise. I can't. Okay, maybe not in the plastic, right? Like these colors, these Mud Jam. I love them. It's also like the color that appears in my nail polish most often too. So, you know. But anyway, so this pack is pastels, but it's a very generous way to call them, in my opinion, because in no world is this neon bright orange pastel. Like in no world. Anyway, and they're also counting this white pen as a pastel as well. And I'm like, technically, I suppose, but honestly. And then these are metallics over here. And then this other pack is fully glitters. So I did swatch them in my Bujo. And interestingly enough, the pastels were like their writing was the least smooth, which I found strange because like those, I would think that since that's the basic formula, it would be like the easiest flow, but no. Here's my swatch page. The glitters were actually like the easiest flow out of all of them. So if you are in the market for some new pens, I would go with the glitter pack. But the other thing was that I'm going the wrong way. These dark purple, light purples are not true to the cap colors. So you do have to be careful with that. Yeah, so this dark purple, light purple, that looks blue. Why does that look blue? But these are purple. Let me see if I can get a sheet of white and make it more true to color. No. Okay, interesting. Anyway, so this is these two are dark purple and light purple, but they are sort of like they're not they're not true to color. But anyway, so I did get some new pens. Not like I needed them. But yeah, I got some new pens. I got a new notebook. But yeah, I found it very odd when I swatched them because yeah, usually you end up fussing at the glitter. And it may be that like down the line, once they start to get a little bit dried and they'll lose some of that juicy feel. But for now, the glitter is the easiest flow of them. So, you know. Rachel says, this month you have revised and gone through line edits for 3 books. So today you plan on working on articles and budgeting to give your brain a break. Yes, absolutely. That sounds like a wonderful plan. I'm just stacking my stuff over here so I don't have an avalanche. CB says, back to school times without a chaperone are really dangerous. Yeah. Well, and see, I think maybe it was like 2017, 2018. I went to the store and across town, and they had their back to school stuff on clearance already. And I was like, oh, this is like a random. Okay, so I bought a whole bunch of stuff, including some really cute notebooks that I bought for like only 50 cents. I came home, told mom about it, and we went back up there. the two of us together, we are enablers for each other in terms of stationery stuff. We're really like we cannot turn down a good deal on stationery. Like I put back a pack of 20 pens that were like $2 because they were on clearance. I was like, I do not need 20 more black pens. I had to talk myself out of it. But as you can see, I did not succeed with the rainbow colorful glitter pens. So, Rachel says, also, I've decided what to use your Nutsuki notebook for. You think you're going to use it to focus your ideas for your story, novels, etc. Nice. I love the Suki notebooks too. You don't need any of them, but I want them. You love the pastels. Yes. I like pastels. I like dark colors. I like anything and everything. So Stacy says, I need to go school shopping for my kids. You're not looking forward to it. See, I think that's the thing. Like when you have to do it, it's not as fun. But when you want to do it, or it's just like on a whim, then it's fun. CB says, maybe I should preface the sentence with, you're a writer when, yes, when you wind up buying all the stationery that you don't need. Yes. It's odd. You usually wind up fussing at the glitter. Yeah, I don't know. It was just, and hopefully hopefully that pack of 10 will stay nicely flowing. Kat says, heyo, hello, welcome. Glitter in its powdered form is banned in this house. Right, yes, and that makes sense. Because glitter is, what is it? What did my colleague call it? The herpes of art supplies is what she called it. Yeah, so, fun times. All right, let's do a card. Once again, I'm using the Citadel deck, just because it's there at hand. Taking from the middle. Okay, the Pilgrim. Let's see if we can get this to do. That's what our image looks like. I'm going to have to put it down so I can hunt through the book for where it's supposed to be. Thank goodness this thing has a table of contents in the front because that is good. Pilgrim 104. Okay. So we have the Pilgrim and our lantern. I can't tell if that's more or less out of focus now. There we go. Okay, the lantern swings in the darkness, shedding light along the path. Footsteps tread the cobbles, slow and steady, and as a figure passes, you catch a glimpse of a wizened face and a tired smile. The pilgrim has been walking for so long they no longer remember where they are headed or where they have come from. Their road is long and yields many lessons and exciting discoveries. At the same time, they never stop long enough to appreciate them. Like the pilgrim, you've been so busy focusing on your destination that you're missing out on the journey itself. Learn to enjoy not just the finish line, but also the process of growth that comes with the journey, and celebrate the smaller achievements along the way. That is a good reminder, especially coming on the heels of Nano, of you've been so focused on racing forward to get to your goal. Yeah. Stop and see all the milestones that you have hit, and stop and sort of appreciate your own creativity, your own awesomeness. Let's see if I can get these back in the box. So yeah, that's a good card. And I'm hearing a chainsaw, I think, outside. I think it's a chainsaw. Let's see. You're going to hug the cactus and write Infinity War and Endgame back to back. Ooh. Now to figure out what Stacy's going to work on. You made the mistake of seeing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie yesterday. It was terrible. Oh no, you DNF'd it. You were supposed to go see Gran Turismo next week, but because the World Cycling Championships are in Glasgow and causing chaos for the next 8 days, you canceled it. You'll rebook sometime around the 13th. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. All right. Did I share? I did not. Share screen. Okay. All right, let's do this. I have my documents pulled up. If you do not have yours, go ahead and do that and get yourself all set up. All right. Yes. Okay, so 1, save your document, especially if you've already been working today. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with and go ahead and take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, how was that sprint? It was good. For me, I realized, I have a whole bunch of like spacing and hyphen issues that I'm gonna have to fix in this last paragraph. There we go. It's part of it. Anyway, I realized that the last section that I was working on, I had not done my spacing correctly, which sort of like scrunched it together. There was no spacing, no automatic spacing between the paragraphs. So I fixed that. So it definitely sort of like expanded the page count there. Not what I was looking for. And because of that, I'm not entirely sure how much spacing or how much page length I started with today. Another typo. And another one. My typos are a lot this time. We'll have to fix this. Goodness gracious. Like some of the red squiggles I know are because like names, but like a lot of them are just because typos. Anyway, I feel like I did pretty good. I made it to over the transition for the end of one chapter to the beginning of another. So I'm solidly in the next chapter. So yeah. Mama Maggie said, yikes, my internet did not start the stream because you were not on that particular tab. And then I'm also wearing Mama Maggie's favorite necklace of mine, my little bird on the branch. What is this? Enamel? I think this is enamel. I have a pen from my grandmother that is made the same way. But it did not come as a set. This was from my great aunt. So when I inherited that, and this is from my Grammy. So, but yeah, I have a few pieces. It's interesting though that they're both blue. So I don't know if that was like the main color that was sold over here in the States of enamel. Was this like bright blue? Now that I think about it, I don't even know how they make enamel or if it's like crushed stone. If it is, that would be then like lapis probably, or maybe sodalite. I don't know how they make enamel. I should probably look that up just to satisfy curiosity's sake. If anybody knows how you make enamel, let me know. Because this is not lacquer. I know that. And I think this is enamel. That's what my brain is telling me. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it's enamel. Anyway, Stacy says, I did know writing. It's just not in the right headspace now. Oh no. So instead of writing, what could you do to refill your creative well, or for your productivity stuff that you want to get done before the weekend really gets here? So don't like push yourself. If the writing is not coming easily and you are in not the right headspace to do the sit down and write, then definitely switch things up a bit. Let's see. Megan was working on choosing typefaces. Lots of comparing typefaces and playing with which one is the worst so I can get rid of it. Ooh, that's an interesting thought. I just I know that I have come across a couple of articles, which I don't know exactly how trustworthy they are, but there are a couple of fonts that are like easy to read, like easy on the eyes. And so I tend to stick like pretty closely to those. And then there's also there's a couple of fonts and like scripts that I think are just ridiculously hard to read. And so I never choose those. Because if you're making this for an audience and I'm having trouble distinguishing which letter it is that then I know that others will as well. And so there's no point in making things more difficult. That's why I love watching people who are really good at cursive, but at the same time, I always get really annoyed when they pick one of the super ornate ones that that nobody can read or like very few people can read. There's something sort of like extra elitish and snobbish about it, and it I don't know if that's just like my my take on super elaborate and ornate cursive type font. I don't know what you call them. Mom Maggie says, I got the insurance company to approve the new medicine for the doctor for $35 copay instead of the 10% of cost copay, hoping it works better than last one. I hope it does too. Rachel says, I'm about 1/3 through this article. Luckily, I have an outline / plan of action for it. Yay. Megan says to Mom Maggie, fingers crossed in terms of the insurance copay situation. Rachel is researching in your books and also doing some online resources as well. Nice. Mom Maggie loves enamel jewelry and trinkets. So enamel is powdered colored glass. Okay. Made in a kiln or with a torch. Nice. Okay. Not as super duper crazy expensive as I was thinking then. Okay, good. I was staring there looking at it and going, I hope that's not crushed lapis. Anyway, Mom Maggie says, yes, the pills are $128 each. Oh goodness. 10% versus. Oh, okay. Oh, so yeah, by the time you get a month's supply of it or whatever, that can get real expensive. Yeah. Can't afford to take it daily. Yeah. Yeah, who can at that price? Only people who have super duper salaries or trust fund babies. Or Stacy says, I'm trying to rearrange my office again. And since your daughter is home again, I may see if she will help you move stuff. Yes. Absolutely get the kiddos involved in the rearranging and organizing, because I find that fun. Like even like I constantly in my brain want to reorganize this room always. Because it's fun. It gives your brain something different, like a different space in some ways. You're only getting 10 tablets dry. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense, rather than like trying to pay for a full prescription and it not working out. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense to do it that way. Alrighty, let's do another sprinty sprint. Do we want the 30-minute purple teapot, or do we want the 30-minute purple rainbow record? Purple teapot, rainbow record. Mama Maggie. Rachel says, I used needy meds when I was in patient advocacy. Oh, I don't think I've heard of that. I'll have to look it up and see what kind of resource that is. CB says rainbow record, so we will go with that this time. All right, and switch to self-promo sprint banner. So yes, again, don't forget, second sprint is your time to do the self-promo. So if you have a YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Etsy shop, website, blog, social media handles, etc. If you have any of those that are writing adjacent, Let us know if you have books coming out soon or recently out. If you have something that you're really proud of doing, just let us know in the chat. Just remember that if you do not have a Blue Wrench of Power, you will not be able to post direct links. So there is that caveat. All right, so 1, save your document. All our lovely progress. 2, make sure to, I don't want the coaster with it. Make sure to take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go, 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect timing. I was just at the end of a paragraph. How are we doing? Are we doing good? Is it progressing? Are we making some additions or subtractions to our stories? How are we doing? Stacy is moving around the room and got the printers and scanners moved and then finally hooked up. And then I did see that the internet kind of blipped for a second, so don't forget to save your work. Just your friendly reminder. Okay, let's see. Don't forget that was also the self-promo sprint, so make sure that you do your self-promo. I think I have added all total maybe 2.5 pages, probably closer to 3. In these 2 sprints. Doing good. I mean, besides the numerous amounts of typos that I'm going to have to fix. There's a lot of hyphens in this, and so I'm going to probably have to go back and edit this to eliminate the sheer amount of hyphens that are in this sucker. So yeah. Anyway, but good progress. So, let's see. Yes, CB's comment about having kiddos help reorganize the room is really good because it teaches how to plan and think ahead and also how to maximize the space or just spatial recognition in general. This is something that I'm terrible at, which is why I finally made my to scale mock-up of the room and all of my pieces of furniture, because I, for the life of me, cannot envision even though I've physically moved the things multiple times myself, I still have trouble recognizing if something is going to physically fit in a space. And so, yeah, the more you do this when you're younger, the better, I think. But my spatial recognition is terrible, which is why I finally made those to scale mock-ups of everything. And that has helped tremendously. But there's still something that doesn't translate from paper to brain, because when I'm looking at a scale model and I'm like, okay, so there's going to be some room to walk in between, say the corner of my nightstand or down there at the end of my bed and the bookcase there. But that doesn't tell me, am I going to have enough room to walk through with a laundry basket? My spatial recognition doesn't understand that. So, I mean, I can, which is good. But yeah. Stacy says, I will use her labor as much as I can. She was watching some kids at church earlier, so why can't I get her to do some things for me? Also, good question. Rachel just tossed an update onto your coffee, however you want to pronounce it, which is Rach Writes. Mama Maggie has a new book coming out August 10th, Ancient Ice Apocalypse. Here is Mama Maggie's MM Ward Amazon page. This is where Stacy had the printers and scanners moved. Megan says, this week's post is a collection of the short story collab project by some author tubers that Megan also did on Substack Notes. So here is Kayla and Riley, the end. So here's the link for that. Promise of rearranging their room is also a good incentive for good behavior and obedience. Or rather, that worked on you when you were a kid. Well, I mean, it is fun to have sort of a fresh arrangement. But yeah, Megan says, also here are all of my links with the link tree, and follow Megan on Threads. Here's my reminder to save. Here's Mama Maggie's reminder to hydrate. CB got 115 words. Nice. Stacy got 191 words as well as the office reorganization. Nice. CB says a reminder, especially for those of us doing Camp Nano and other writing challenges, glitches happen, but you can prevent the gremlins from causing chaos by doing one thing. Back up your work. Yes. CB is restarting this draft, so no Infinity War or Endgame yet, but it will be this week. Gotcha. Your spatial recognition and spatial awareness are horrendous. Sounds quite a bit like dyspraxia. Do I know what this one is? I don't know that off the top of my head if I know it. I know dyscalculia is the issue with math. Dyslexia is the issue with reading. Dyspraxia is a developmental coordination disorder that affects movement and coordination, such as tasks requiring balance, playing sports, or learning to drive a car. I have my own issues with playing sports, but and I suppose my own issues with balance, but I think my issues with balance are sometimes caused by the double jointedness. So like when people tell you like move until your joints lock, I'm like, well, that doesn't really work for me. Or until just before your knees lock. It's a lot further than you think. Bend until your shoulders are. I'm like, eh. So hyperextension sometimes can affect balance for sure. So I don't know if I have dyspraxia or not, but there are multiple logical reasons why for me. But I also I struggled real hard in geometry, because we did like spatial recognition problems and stuff like that, and it never made a whole lot of sense to my brain. So I don't know if that is a side effect of dyspraxia or not. But anyway, so let's see. Maybe I just didn't play enough of the games where like you have all the little geometric pieces and you put them together to make a Tetris game or something. I don't know. We did some of that, but we didn't do a whole lot of that when I was in school. So I don't know if that has any impact on long-term spatial recognition or not. I would think it would. Okay. Brain. 25 minutes is our next timer. So do we want turtle? Do we want pug? Or beach sounds? Turtle, pug, or beach sounds? Turtle, pug, beach. Turtle, pug, beach. What is your preference? Rachel says turtle or beach. Okay. CB says turtle. Stacy says turtle. All right. Present. Share screen. Okay. And change the banner. All right. 1, save your document and all of the wonderful progress we are making. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the third sprint. How we doing? I finished that section. I'm on to the next one. Still going strong. Sort of like in the middle of conflict type stuff. So definitely sort of like the pacing is good. The moment anyway. Hopefully the pacing stays good. Yeah. So Rachel says you're getting some palak paneer, and you got 2/3 of this article finished, and now you're going to be taking it slow today. What is palak paneer? Is that something tasty? It looks tasty. Classic curried dish from North Indian cuisine, made with fresh spinach, onions, spices, paneer, and herbs. Nice. Rachel says it is tasty. Good. Stacy got 232 words and had to keep fighting off distraction. It's the end of the week, the work week type thing. So yeah, we have been trained as growing up that Friday is the end of like work week and the beginning of fun times. So it's definitely it's definitely something that you have to kind of like. Sometimes Fridays can be very, very restless because of that, because you have 12 plus years of school training you that way. And then work week, if you've ever worked a regular weekday job, also sort of reinforces that. See, hubby went all the way to the city to pick up the new meds and brought it home and then hurried off to work. Poor guy was driving for 3 hours this morning just to get you relief. Oh, goodness. I hope it works, and hopefully he drives safe. CB says, I got pizza earlier from Pizza Hut. Tasty. Fingers crossed you don't have an allergic reaction to this because you're home alone today. Yeah, I hope so. I hope you do not have an allergic reaction. Goodness, that would be scary to think. Yeah, I haven't because I don't have any serious allergies. I don't have to consider this. So yeah, that's something that I am lucky that I don't have to deal with. But like you saying this makes me realize that like I never thought of that. I know that several of my relatives have like mild allergens, but nothing super crazy. So like nobody in my family has to carry around an EpiPen or anything. So at least not that I know of. So, all right, y'all. It is 3:00. Since I'm in the midst of this conflict, I can keep going for another sprint. So if you want to do another sprint with me, then that's cool. Let's see. We did the turtle. We've done turtle. We've done teapot. Okay. Beach or Halloween. Beach or Halloween. Those are your choices for fourth sprint. If you want to stick around for fourth sprint, beach or Halloween. I know it's August. I probably ought to have some just like general fall themed ones. I don't have any, so I also still have not finished the robot timer. So that needs to happen. So soon we will have a robot timer. But for now, your options are beach theme or Halloween theme, spooky season. So if you have a preference, let me know. If not, I will choose. Fix that typo while we're here. So many typos. It's a problem for later, Jules. All right. Nobody seems to have a preference. So we're going to go with... we're going to go with cat. Cat or dog. Well, let's go with Skelly Dog. Skeleton. What did we call him last year? Chat is locked. What do you mean? Locked? Did it like freeze up for a second? Okay. Oh, okay. So, interesting. I don't know why it would be so crazy. Anyway, okay. So, I'm trying to remember. Is it Thog? Like Thog, like frog? Votes for sure. Mom Maggie also votes for beach. Stacy wants a quiet one. Oh, okay. The bots are catching the word beach as another B word. Oh, interesting. I don't know. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I remembered correctly. Yes, like frog. Okay. Okay. So several of you voted for beach theme. Don't know that I have a silent beach theme one though. I think I just have ones with ambient noise, but I can unclick. I can uncheck the audio, I think. Let's scroll down to one of the there we go. Okay. Beach is fine. Okay. So, alrighty. Okay, let's do this one. All right, so 1, save your document and all of the lovely progress that we are making. 2, take a sip. I'm going to have to clean off my coaster. It keeps getting stuck to the bottom of my... cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. That's Sprint. Um, yeah, good amount of progress. Um, so good. Again, like more issues with typos and hyphens that I'm gonna have to come back and fix. Commas, of course. Um, there's a typo I can fix. Anyway, save the button. All right. Do 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 do. Rachel used the beach timer earlier this week. Nice. Okay, Stacy would normally says normally you don't mind the ambient noise, but you're listening to specific music to try and keep you on track. Yeah, I have definitely done that before. Becca made it for the last sprint. Excellent. Yay. For your paper, can anyone think of weaknesses that a traditional publishing house may have? So CB is right in that they can go out of business if they don't have enough of if they don't have enough like room in their budget. Let's see, from what I can, like, just like any business, you would run into sort of like the problem of if you order the wrong amount of materials or products. So if you order a certain amount of books to be printed and they don't sell, you have lost money. If you spend too much on marketing and it doesn't do anything, or they're marketing to the wrong locations, so expenditures past what they can bear. That would be that. Another thing would be if you're looking for commercial success, then you have to go with what is commercially successful, which is not always like the best literary or the best works, not necessarily from the most diverse populations. So you have to follow what sells. So trends. I think somebody who said trends. Somebody said trends. Here we go. Rachel. A traditional publishing house must focus on trends rather than unique perspectives, right? Yeah. So like regular weaknesses, just like any other businesses, is expenditures beyond what they can bear, or miscalculating what will sell. Let's see. Okay. Is corporate stability, right? Oh yeah, turnover, like employee turnover can be an issue, or employee retention, depending on how you want to phrase it. They require a certain level of popularity for published authors, right? Like they have to be able to attract authors with their terms of contract. You have to have specialists in several areas. So if you're trying to just start out and you don't have someone who can cover all the bases for the different specialties you'll need, then something will kind of fall through the cracks. So you'll need editors, various editors. If you don't have that kind of editing power, then your products will be lesser. Somebody said something about cover artists choosing artwork, right? So depending on the contracts, they have been known to choose artwork and change things that authors do not want to change, right? So that could be conflict with your contracted employees. You could also, like, if you don't have a good cover artist on your roster, or if you can't afford to pay the better ones, again, lesser than product that's less eye-catching, and therefore doesn't sell as much. So it's like a blend of a whole different things, for sure. That you might want to, I don't know, this might be a question that you want to also sort of shoot um, to Zara and see sort of like from the editing standpoint if there are weaknesses that like a company has, things like that. I mean, there's definitely people that have more experience with the trad pub than I do, which is not much at this point. So, okay. Weaknesses, if they have certain expectations on what they think will sell, whereas self-publishing is all on the author, right? Playing to market trope popularity limits new authors and creative ideas, right? Yeah. Stacey says, I was focusing more on genre, where self-pubs can be experimental with more of the genres that their books fall into. Yes, very true. Or even make new genres and that's easier than in trad pub. Yep. The opinion of the person who reads through the slush pile is subjective. This is also true. That's what happened with the Potter books, is the person in question gave the first book to his daughter and she loved it. Yep. Expectations of specific timelines for series books to be turned in. This is also true. Yeah, timelines become an issue. Timelines and deadlines. You've known authors to crack under this when their last book was turned in, but they weren't very pleased with it, but they were under contract to get the manuscript turned in. Yeah. Yeah, those are all very good points. I'm trying to think of okay. So it's for a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis for your paper this week. You chose Tortine. Ooh, so it's in the family of one of the big fives, right? But these are wonderful. Got you thinking. Yeah, you may also want to, I don't know if Alexa Dunn would respond to a DM, but that might be who else has there are, I mean, you could definitely Lizelle. I'm blanking on some of the more recent ones that got book deals. Who was it that just got one? Oh, come on. Like within the last couple of weeks, somebody posted that they got a book deal. Oh, who was it? Goodness gracious, I can't remember. Yeah. Oh, Michelle would be a good one for the ghostwriting and stuff as well. Yeah, that's for sure. She's very open about her experiences in Trad Pub. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I would say those are definitely some people that you would want to just be like, hey, just curious. Yeah. And that might give you some additional points that you hadn't thought of in terms of the other category, strengths, opportunities, and threats type of thing. So yeah. Hey, can you do my homework for me? Like, can I interview you and like like have this be a opinions of current and modern authors to cite? Do you have to cite your sources for this one? Well, you can cite interviews with someone. Like, that's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. So, yeah. Anyway, yes. So, all right. Is Michael streaming today? Can I get a link to? Can I get a link to Michael? Okay, over on my subscriptions, it says Margaret, Author on Wheels, are both currently streaming. Oh, Michael is streaming. Yes. Okay, so here's Michael's. Michael's stream. Okay, Margaret is doing a fireside chat. Wordy is streaming. Okay. Good. Yes. Pop-up stream because we need to do a ton of stuff. Yes. Here. Oh, why is it not showing up? It says it's live, but why? Why is it not showing up? I don't know. Maybe it's like a Patreon thing. Who else did I say? Okay. I'm doing a Pokemon game, so I don't know how productive you'd be with that. And Yoga with Adrian is also doing a yoga stream if you need a stretch. Anybody else know who's on at the moment? And then I can also pop in the tiny URL for AuthorTube spreadsheet. Which somebody, not me, has been updating. Because I have been terrible recently. So anyway, so there are places for you to go. Don't forget to save before you head out. And don't forget to hydrate and take a snack and a stretch break and all that fun stuff. And yeah, so I will hopefully see you soon and hopefully see you in the chats as well. All right. Bye.